Welcome to CrashRacer. Today we're playing Wreckfest and we're going to be attempting a world record at the Deathloop. So I'm going to set up a custom event and tune a car to D class. Now D class is the lowest class in Wreckfest, and if you ever fancied having a go at getting yourselves on these leaderboards, D class is actually quite a good one to go for because not that many players relatively play this one compared with A through to C class, and also because it's the slowest set of cars. The difference between the top of the table and the bottom of the table is much closer than it is with the faster classes. So as you can see from the table, there's a couple of Raidens at the moment at the top, but there's also a lot of Speedies, and the Speedie is what I like to use when I'm racing around the Deathloop for a really good time. So I'm going to use tuning settings, as you can see here, of 5, 3, 5, 1. And in terms of difficulty, I'm going to use my normal half off half, but I'm going to use manual gears because it is, as always, much quicker. Okay, let's get into this then. I've set it up for 4 laps. Hopefully that should be enough to get my eye. And of course, first lap from a standing start is going to be the slowest. And as you can see, D class is fairly slow. And with the way I've got the gears with the gear ratio set to 3 in the middle, I'm only going to need to switch between first, second and third gear. Drop it down to first gear here to get enough speed up to go around the Deathloop. I mean, Speedy in D class is fast enough to get around the Deathloop, which is pretty impressive actually, being as there's quite a few C class cars that struggle to make it around the Deathloop in one piece. Try and carry as much speed as we can around here. Now obviously we need a good run for the start of our first flying lap, so I'm going to take it over to the left hand side, up to third gear just briefly, then I'll drop it down to second and carry as much of that speed as I can around the corner, up into third gear here and just carry that speed. Now I'm going to brake hard, drop it into first gear and take as tight a line as possible before switching back up to second and then third gear just before we get to the Deathloop itself. I have actually tried dropping through the loop, as you might have seen me do in a race once. It can be very quick in races, but it seems trying to get a fast time, in actual fact it's not any quicker, so we won't do that. Just got to watch the edge of that ramp there, don't want to clip it with the tyres. Up into third gear just before we get to the finish line, and that is a really quick time actually. Do you know what? I think we might have done it. I think that might be the fastest time already, the fastest D class time here at the Deathloop. We'll have a look when we finish. Let's see if we can put another good time, and I've just caught the inside very slightly there, which is not going to help, and I've been a little bit distracted looking at that time, but let's see how we get on. Just turn it very slightly to the left as I come over that ramp, so that we're already just turning in slightly for this corner. Drop it down to second, as I say, carry that speed, just miss the ramp on the left hand side. Let's go straight across the finish. No, that wasn't as quick, not as quick. And oh, we've got another lap to do, haven't we? I'd forgotten about that. I'm not even sure you can quit either, can you? I think you need to finish for your score to register, or your time to register. I'm certainly not going to take any risks, so let's drive the rest of this lap, despite the fact we're certainly not going to be setting a fastest lap on this final lap of our 4. So what's been happening in the world of Wreckfest? Not a lot really, as it's been pretty boring, not much going on. I mean, it's not as if they've announced a Wreckfest 2 or anything, is it? Don't know about you, I am so looking forward to that, and probably at some point, no doubt, I'm going to do a video of the things that I would like to see in Wreckfest 2, the things that I'm hoping for, and the things that I'm hoping they don't change as well. I think, like a lot of you, I'm so excited about a Wreckfest 2, but I'm also really nervous that they're not going to do it justice. Let's hope that's not the case. Right, over the finish then. There's our best lap time from that second lap, 41.714. And let's check out the leaderboards. I'm pretty sure that's the fastest. Yes, it is. There we go. Right up at the top of the D class, 41.714, up at the top with a Speedie. It is really good fun trying to get towards the top of some of these leaderboards, and if you've not had a go before, then give it a go. And as I say, D class is probably a good recommendation of where to start as well. I'll be keeping an eye to see how long it takes for someone to knock me off that top spot. But I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Watch out for plenty of other videos that will be coming soon, and see you soon.